It would be, really? Are you kidding me? You might forget the names of the 44 presidents, but you'll never forget watching a fastball cross home plate. That basically summarizes these past 4 years of high school. It's quick, painless, and sometimes your last time at bat. If you're not set on swinging, you strike out, and if you're a little behind, you foul it off. Some kids stay at the plate and just watch it fly by. Others stand there, swinging, sometimes making a connection, other times missing entirely. Some are lucky enough to get a base hit and go on to college with an opportunity for an extra at bat. Learning from our mistakes is part of growing up. We might not have the maturity or life experience to be adults, but some of us have started to grow into the part. Every day we become more and more like our parents, but our parents too are changing. Like everything else in the world, they'll soon grow old and start to smell funny. To deal with them, we're going to need a little bit of patience and a lot of air fresheners. Stock up accordingly. Your parents aren't going to be around forever, so keep a good relationship with your other family members. If something ever should go wrong, they're your best match for a kidney transplant or other spare parts. Continue to be nice to your friends as long as you hope they have the same blood type as you. If not, find new friends. A high school education isn't just about exploring your role as a friend and family member. It's also about civic duty. Know the law. In Michigan, it is illegal to paint a sparrow and sell it as a parakeet. This is considered an act of vandalism. However, teeping a friend's house is considered a public nuisance. So littering all over a friend's yard is a lesser offense than if you were to paint a sparrow. Another hint, never read a valedictorian speech at 12 p.m. the night before it's due. Also, don't paint the bird, just buy them. The world is full of these difficult lessons, which is why high school has taught us the skills we need to avoid them entirely. There is a point in time in which a student discovers that the required reading absolutely, positively needs to be done, sometimes, maybe, assuming there's nothing good on TV. The same goes for written assignments. There are two great fairy tales in North America. One is the Easter Bunny. The other is a book report worth starting early. With a little planning and a lot of procrastination, there's nothing that can't be overcome through the power of procrastination. I'm convinced a cure for cancer could be developed in an evening if scientists just put it off until the night before it was due. High school trains us how to squeak by in an educational environment, but that's not the point. The point is learning how to squeak by in the real world. The world is a whole lot easier to manage if you know nothing about it, so I recommend turning off the news and focusing more on your family. Major media outlets exist for the sole purpose of hyping the latest Armageddon fad, and there are plenty of them. Yesterday, it was tainted lettuce. Today, it's the swine flu. Tomorrow, it'll be the squirrels that are practicing to be suicide bombers. I've already seen them and been attacked by a practicing one today, so watch out. At this point, it's hard to think of anything that's not going to bring about the end of the civilization as we know it. I'm sure somebody out there has a petition supposed to fix all of these things, but quite frankly, it's a lot more satisfying to be part of the problem than to be part of the solution. Sometimes it's fun to be on the winning team, so don't let the world's problem dictate what happens in your life. But surround yourself with friends and family and who can provide you with a positive influence. A high school education isn't just about becoming a better person. It's also about learning a better way of life. Old inhibitions may erode away and old bad habits are replaced with newer, much more destructive ones. Exercise, but not too often. Dance, but not too much. made rude comments at inopportune times in front of large crowds of people. Just not when the principal is sitting right behind you. Or at least until after they hand you your diploma. I'll see you all in a few minutes. Remember, it doesn't end today. There are all sorts of other occasions when you'll have to get dressed up and sit uncomfortably for an unbearably long period of time. Life is all about ending up in places you don't want to be and listening to people who don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes you just have to suck it up and deal with it. But for right now, the only thing we have to deal with is moving on with our lives. Congratulations to the class of 2010.
Thanks, Cassie.